So Jimmy will be talking about two programs here. One is BIM infrastructure and the other is BIM collaboration, and they're both level 8. But first of all, Jimmy is in the Digital Academy for Sustainable Environment. So he's a manager at ATU Galway. He's also an architecture technician and a bit of a whiz with BIM. So I'm going to let you take over, BIM, Jimmy. And
can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect, yeah.
Okay.
That's not to say
you're sharing your own slides,
Paul.
I'm going to share my screen here, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've moved on so far, guys. So we've gone through 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to look at item 4 and 5 on the agenda for today, which is BIM for infrastructure and BIM for collaboration. So my background, I think Liz gave a fairly good background of me there, but I suppose just to add to that, I've worked in industry for 20 years, and I might show my age at this stage. So I worked in architecture, civil structure, MEP, and finished working for some main contractors. So I have a broad experience, and just my philosophy from a teaching point of view, I would align to Brunner, the philosopher, where we have this Brunner spiral here, where we look at, the difficulty levels going up, and we work our way up through the content. So it's revision, practice to achieve mastery at the end. So that's how I like to do it. So the first one here we're looking at is BIM for collaboration. So this is 20 credits. Up until now, up until last year, it was 10 credits over one semester. What we found was so much information within this module that we extended it out to 2 semesters, and it's 20 weeks. So it is a level 8, and it's starting in September. So there's a lot of information that you capture on site, whether it's scanned information or if it's photographs. So we look at 3D photogrammetry and stuff like that. So what we do within this module is we break the disciplines into their structural, civil, architecture, and MEP, and we get them to collaborate on a CDE. So we look at raising issues, creating technical submittals. So it's very construction based, it's very site based. So they come in once a week, and depending on your discipline, you're put into your different groups, and we simulate an actual collaboration of a building on within the BIM cave in the college. So there's a lot of information there. What I might do is just show you a video at the end. So for the infrastructure, again, it's a 10 credit module, and it's geared towards civil 3D really, and to do with horizontal construction. There's some information there on what it involves. So we're very lucky, I suppose, in the college. We have some great expertise in that we have some employees from RTS that work within the college, and from BAM as well. So we've great knowledge coming in from industry on that, and we'd like to keep up to date in that way there. So these programs were awarded the ICE Awards a couple of years ago. So it's an award-winning program, and it's very popular at the minute. Again, it's a level 8, it's 10 credits, and it's 1 semester. And you should see it coming together here. So it's actually part of a higher diploma in BIM. So the first one we looked at there was the BIM collaboration. You can see it's 20 credits, it's level 8, and then you can see that that's a mandatory module. And then we have our infrastructure one, which is an elective, and it's 10 credits. So the idea here is you work your way up to 60 credits. So you have different options here you can pick out of these. So we have architecture, MEP, structure, they're all in there. So you can build up as you go. The idea today is that these are micro-credentials, so you can go and do the infrastructure one, and maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time, you can say, right, I have 10 credits, I can go back in now, and maybe I'll do collaboration, that'll be 20. So if you did the 2, suddenly you're halfway to your higher diploma at 60 credits. So then you'd have to look at doing the remaining mandatory ones, which would be your mandatory research project at the end. Because it is a higher diploma, which is, post-grad level, you have to show your research capabilities. And there's nothing to say you just do one of these modules in between. And obviously you're going to need to have fundamentals behind as well. So that is a mandatory one. So you can build it up any way you want there to get your higher diploma, and then that'll lead into your master's. So if you wanted to continue on, we do a BIM and Digital Leadership, which is a level 9 master's, and you can pick from different modules down along your roadmap here. You can exit with a sorted diploma, or you can forward on and get your master's at the very end. So we have some a lot of the people on the master's program are, working in industry and are applying their projects that they're working on currently to their research and to their modules down along through the project. So we have some great industry experts coming in talking every week. We have nice connections with some co-authors from the BRE that developed the ISO 19650 standards. And even just 2 weeks ago, we had Michael Early from the DEA coming in doing a nice talk on what BIM tools they're using in Dublin Airport Authority, which is really good. So we like to keep it industry-based as much as we can. So this is a video then of some of the outputs from some of the different modules we just looked at there. So we think of it all as construction, as digital tools. So this is Galway Bay itself. So this is one of the outputs from the fundamentals. So you start to learn about how to author the model. So the first thing is to author the content. So once you have that done, we then look at twin motion, Lumion, stuff like this. And we look at automating and work on our visual skills. So some people within the higher diploma would have more of an interest in visuals than they would in, say, collaboration. So we tailor it, each cohort, to how they might want to, what they want to get out of the project, or the program, should I say. So again, we're looking at Lumion at this stage, and the task is set out, like all the program or the modules you're looking at there. This is Lumion again. They are continuous assessment, so they're all 100% CA. And if you were in industry, it's ideal. Some of these projects would have been, projects they were working on. They could bring those projects in and look at those. We were looking at structures in this one, and we were looking at some collaboration with architecture. This was a local project that someone was working on within their organization, and they wanted to create some visuals. So you can work all that in, so you're not just creating content that is of no use to you. We also do a nice section on 4D planning and stuff like that. So all these are very useful, and it's a nice output for the students at the end. Then for the infrastructure, you're looking at horizontal construction, so different ways to interact with that content. So a lot of this stuff would be scanned, initially, and then brought into Civil 3D. And then you can look at the different outputs from that. In this instance, we worked with RPS. Some of our lecturers still work in RPS. So they have some nice information that they can pull in, and they can look at it in different ways. So depending on your level of expertise, if you're coming in basic, you focus on upskilling. But if you're more, if you've got more experience, you can work further and look at gamification. In this instance, we're just looking at, climate, and we're looking at a car, and we're looking at walking and cycling. So it's just to further people's knowledge, depending on how they come into the college. You might have some great Civil 3D experience, but you might need to know how these the interoperability between these tools and other tools, how that might work. So we've got some great lectures in there. There's 5 or 6 lecturers that deliver different projects within the college, or programs within the college. So it's nice. Again, another example from industry where we have, we're looking at scanning and looking at the density of the scans and how we might tie in the building and stuff like that. So these are all nice reports that can be pushed out at the back end. So that is all I have, guys. If you want to get in contact, feel free to contact me directly. I'm the DASBE manager in Galway, so I'll put you in contact with the lecturers, or we can try and see maybe which program or which module you might like to do. Or if it's just one single module, I think it's great if someone can come in and get a 10 or 20 credit module, get what they need and go. I understand everyone's very busy in industry. So that's all very important. And collaboration, I suppose, it'd be difficult to come in and look at collaboration like you're seeing here, unless you have the ability to author that content first. So, there's different entry levels along the way. So feel free, guys, to drop me a mail, or you can get me on LinkedIn if you want. You have my contacts here from this meeting, or you can go on the DASBE website and take a look at the programs and the projects that are up there.